If you're new, hey, welcome. And if you're back, welcome back. Second off, so I was taking a nap today, and like 10 minutes into the nap, like not even, eyes barely got closed. 10 minutes into this nap, I had a vision. And I know it was a vision because if you're a dreamer, or like you operate in like the prophetic realm and stuff like that, and I hate saying that because I hate the connotation that those realms, that all that stuff has, because there's a lot of falsitivity. And are my feet ashy, y'all? If my feet are ashy, don't look at them. That's not the point of this video. You gotta look. I'll put lotion on in the next one. So 10 minutes into the nap, I had a vision, and in this vision, it was me. It was a girl, and there was like I believe there was some kind of like tornado. It was some kind of storm that was coming, and I believe she was outside, like she was not indoors. She had no shelter to go into. She was just outside. And I'm saying she because they look like me, but like this is for somebody as well, right? I know, because literally God woke me up out of this nap and he was like, you have to tell somebody. So I'm telling you, I was outside, the girl was outside, and the wind started to get stronger. But oddly enough, the girl wasn't worried about the storm getting stronger. She was more so worried about, like, she wasn't worried about how strong the storm would be, because she knew she had like God with her. She was more so worried about like, well then God, where do you want me to go? Like, her faith was very strong is what I'm saying. Like this woman was a woman of faith. She has very strong faith. Very strong faith. God, like, you couldn't see God's physical appearance. You couldn't see his face, but you could see that he was there. He was talking to God, and she was like, well, where do you want me to go? And he was like, you're gonna stand right here. But the storm is coming any minute. Like, you know, you want me to stand right here? Like, there's a bunch of trees around me. This is where you want me to stand? And again, she wasn't asking questions in like the sense of like, I don't believe. She genuinely, like, I didn't even feel fear in the dream. She was just like, are you sure? Like, because I'll do it, but like, are you sure this is what you want me to do? And the Lord was like, you're gonna stand right here. Tornado comes, the storm passes or whatever, and she literally said to herself, she said nothing fell on me, nothing happened. And then I heard the voice of God say, nothing happened because I'm upgrading your faith, or I'm increasing your faith, or something like that, something along those lines. There's two different meanings to nothing happened because I'm increasing your faith. The first thing is God put me in the middle of a storm and instructed me to not move, because being in the middle of that storm and nothing happening to me increased my faith. Like, even though I already had faith in God, because I wasn't worried about the storm harming me. Like, God tested, like, putting you through trials, tribulations to increase your faith. Specifically to increase your faith, specifically to keep proving to you, if you will, that he's there. As long as he's there, nothing bad will happen, no harm will come to you. But the second one being, nothing is happening. It seems like nothing is happening around you. It seems like nothing is going right around you, because God is trying to increase your faith. Because faith is not what we see, it's what God says. So like in the dream, he told me to just sit there, and I sat there. You understand? So there's two different like sides to this coin. Whichever fits you is what fits. Whoever this video is for, it has something to do with your faith. It has something to do with a season in your life that you're going through. Now, I'm about to prophesy. Now, like, Lord, I need you to speak through me. And I ask that you speak through me, Father. And you increase yourself 10,000 and decrease me 100,000. So that I get this word out the way that you want me to get it out, and so that I say things the way that you need me to say them. God is increasing your faith, and he's giving you a new faith in this season. Your faith has been at a point where it's like, you don't question if God can do it. You no longer question if God will do it for you. You know that God is doing something, and you have been tested time after time after time after time after time. I'm talking tested in your marriage. Specifically people who are tested in their marriage. I don't know why I feel that, but I'm just gonna say it. People who are tested in their marriage, people who are tested in their finances. I even see some people tested with their child and going to daycare. Most of your money you spend is to put your child in daycare, but as long as you know, you can't go to work unless your child is in daycare. So you're kind of spending your last on daycare for your child. There's people who are being tested with their cars right now. Like your car is acting up. Like you've been experiencing like every time before you go to work and you try to crank your car up, your car like stalls a little bit, like it goes before it cranks, and it's like it seems as though it's starting to get worse. Every scenario that I'm speaking about, it seems as though these things are starting to get worse. But for some reason, there we go. But for some reason, it's like your faith hasn't withered, and the enemy, they can't understand that, because there was a time in your life where if things like this were to happen, you would no longer have trust in God. You no longer have faith in God. Your faith used to be so premature or immature that the enemy, you got to remember that the enemy is an old dog with old tricks. He don't do nothing new. He attacks everybody the same. So there was a time in your life where if God allowed the enemy to test you or touch certain things in your life, these things would wither your faith, and you would say, God, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. But I even see some of y'all have broken down, and me too. I've broken down so many times. I broke down this morning. I broke down early this morning. I'm talking like 1 a.m. I broke down this morning. Some of you have even broken down and cried, and you're like, God, I trust you. Like, this hurts, but God, I trust you. And it's because you genuinely, and I hear God say, you deserve this breakthrough. You deserve this breakthrough. You deserve this breakthrough. If anybody else deserves this breakthrough, it's you. If anybody deserves this breakthrough, it's you. Because no matter how many tests and trials are put in front of you, it's like for some reason, it's like you're crazy. Like the enemy looks at you like you're crazy. She's crazy. She's crazy. Something is wrong with her, with that one. Because I keep trying, and this heifer here, like that's how the devil looks at you. This heifer, no matter what I try to do, no matter how many things I put in her way, in her face, no matter how many times I get up close in her face and allow somebody close to her to betray her, no matter how many times I touch her finances or try to delay her, she still got faith. I don't understand. It's like a Job season. It's like a Job. He does not understand. Lucifer doesn't understand that language. But you speak a language of faith. And God says, if anybody deserves this new breakthrough, it is you. And remember, in the dream, there was a storm coming. And the girl was, the woman that I saw, the woman who I was in the dream, I was standing in the middle of the storm. And I wasn't afraid of the tornado. I didn't even have a thought. I wasn't even thinking like, oh, Lord, what if I get taken out? It was just, God, where do you want me to stand? And some of y'all are thugs like that for God. Like, see, this is good. This is good. You want to know why this is good? Because God takes what the enemy means for evil and turns it for good. And it's crazy because that song has been stuck in my head. You are God enough to take what the enemy meant for evil and turn it for my good. Because what the enemy thought, or what these people in your life thought they were doing, was taking away your faith in yourself, taking away your faith in your business, taking away your faith in God even. Y'all know, it's some of y'all that even got friends who look at y'all crazy because of the instructions that God has been giving you in this season, and you're following, and you're like, I'm not going to go by what I see. I'm going to go by what God is saying to me. Some of y'all literally are thugs. I'm going to say thugs. I was going to say crackheads, but thugs in the spirit. Because you genuinely don't care what the instruction is. You're going to follow the instruction. God is increasing your faith. God is giving you a new faith, not increasing your faith. Forget that. He said, I'm giving you a new faith. And in fact, in the dream, he said it as if this faith was an upgrade. But and see, some of y'all may say, well, how is this a blessing? See, you gotta dissect it. You gotta get it. You gotta get into the meat. You gotta massage the meat. Okay, how is this a blessing? Well, this is a blessing because faith is the only thing that pleases God. Not the good works of the girl at your church, not the good works of your neighbor, not me getting on here and giving you this prophetic word. Faith is the only thing that pleases God. So if God says, I'm giving you a new faith, I'm giving you a faith upgrade, that must mean that the blessings, the blessings he's about to give you and send to you are going to be within the quantity of the faith that you can hold, because God cannot fill you more than what you are capable of receiving. God can only fill your ditch as deep as you dig it. God can only fill your cup as big as the cup is. So if I were to say, hey, I want you to go buy a cup. This is how God works. He'll say, hey, I want you to go purchase a cup. And I want you to get this cup because I'm about to make a special drink for you. And this drink is going to solve all the problems in your life. This drink is going to, this is a magical drink. And you go to the store and you're like, was that God? I don't know if that was God. And then you buy a small cup. And then God comes to you like he promised, because he's not a man where he shall lie. God does not lie when he gives you a word. So if you think you heard God say something and it didn't happen, it probably was not God that said it to you. So when God comes to you, he comes with a pitcher this big and you got a cup this small. And God is like, I never told, I told you to come with a cup. I'm still going to fill up your cup. But your responsibility was to have faith. Because see, a lot of us forget how big God is. So God will say, hey, I'm about to bless you in this season. And with our human brains, we try to box him and say, okay, well, I'm going to try to estimate just how big of a blessing he's going to give me, or just how much of a blessing I deserve. Because I really don't deserve that much. I mean, I done fasted, I prayed, but I didn't really do that good in the fast. And like, you're sitting here going over what you deserve, how much you deserve, like a checklist of what you deserve, when God don't operate that way. God is a God of grace. Jesus is the reason why we have grace. Do you understand what grace means? What is a grace period? Let's say, because we all got bills. Let's say you pay your phone bill, you pay your electricity or something. Whenever you are late to paying that bill, there's consequences for not paying your bills. But you can go up to the building and say, hey, I need a grace period. And what they will do is they will keep your lights on, or they will keep your Wi-Fi on, or they will keep your phone on, or they will even, or they'll allow you to pay half of it, or like a percentage of it to pay it off. This is called a grace period. They will allow you to slowly pay it off, or to pay it off late, as long as you promise that it gets paid off. But see, the magical thing about Jesus is he already paid the price. So God is a God of grace that you don't even have to pay for. There's a grace that you don't have to do anything to pay for it. You don't have to do anything to receive it. You don't have to do anything to get this grace. The Bible says that there's nothing you can do or say for him to take his grace away, or for him to give it to you, because it's a gift straight from him. That way nobody can boast. So we are all walking around with the same level of grace. I don't care, and I don't know where this is coming from, Holy Spirit. I don't care what demonic doctrines that we've been taught about grace. I don't care what demonic doctrines have been taught, like, oh, you have a special grace. And yes, there are special graces to do certain things. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying there's no such thing as a special, specific, like, grace. Like, oh, you have more grace than her, you have more grace than him. Like, as an overall thing, that is demonic. Because we all have grace. How can God increase his favor? Yes, but grace and favor are two different things. Can God increase your grace in a specific area, because that's the area in which goes right, like, hand in hand with your purpose? Yes. But don't anybody just walking around here like, yeah, I'm rich because I got all this grace. No, you're rich because you're demonic and you worship demons. You are rich because you do rituals and you drink children's. I'm sorry, I had to say it. I don't even know where that came from, but that was a confirmation for somebody. So I came on here to say that God is about to bless you. He's about to reward you for your faith. For your faith has healed you. Just like the guy, just like the blind man, when he heard that Jesus was coming, all he did was hear it. See, all it took for him was to hear it. He said, okay, he didn't even have sight. That's why I love this story of faith. This man could not even see. He was blind. So he had no choice but to listen to what he heard. He heard that Jesus was on his way, or Jesus was about to pass through. So he crawled his way, or walked his way to where he knew Jesus would pass. Ooh, oh my goodness. This is juicy. Okay, this is about to get juicy. So he crawled his way to the place in which he thought Jesus would meet him there. He can't see, but he knows Jesus, help me get this out. He can't see, so he don't know exactly where Jesus is going to be, but he knows the area. He knows. He can't see, so he don't know exactly where Jesus will be standing, but he knows the location. He knows God. He knows Jesus enough. He knows God. He knew God enough to know, okay, what area will he be standing in? He met God at this area. And everybody, even his disciples, were like, you need to go. You can't be here. Jesus ain't gonna allow you to be here. You look at how you look. Why you look like that? Why are you wearing, what's wrong? Why you look the way you look? You don't see the way you act. Why nobody want to be around you? That's how the disciples was talking to him. They was like, you gotta go. You can't stay here. And Jesus said, no, don't make him leave. And he asked the man, what did you come for? He said, look, I heard you was coming, and I just need my sight. I ain't asking for nothing, but I just want to see. And Jesus said, go, because your faith has healed you. Do you understand how powerful that is, bro? Because faith is literally is the evidence of things that are unseen. I don't think you get it. Do you understand how powerful that is? That man literally lived it. He lived faith. Like, do you get it? I don't think y'all, let me come close. Do you all understand how powerful it is for you to be blind and hear that Jesus is coming and go meet him in the place that you know he's going to be in, just because you know that if you get there, he's going, because faith is the only thing that pleases God. Y'all see how that word just did, like, y'all see how I just did like a wrap around and how it just wrapped back around to like the whole point of what I was saying. Faith is the only thing that pleases God. So what you going to do about it? The person I'm talking to, y'all have done something about it, and that's why God is upgrading your faith. Because with God upgrading your faith, he's upgrading your capacity to receive. And so by him upgrading your capacity to receive, he's upgraded how much he can bless you and how much more he can bless you with. I don't think y'all hear me. When God upgrades your faith, he's upgrading your capacity in which you can receive, because you can only receive as big as the faith that you got. You can only receive as big as the cup you bring. God is an infinite God. He got living waters for days, for years, what have you. His water does not run out. His well does not run out. But if you only come to him with a cup this size, he's going to fill it, like I said. But there's only so much you can fill. God says, I know that you got faith. Your problem is not that you don't have faith in me. Your problem is you're stingy with your faith. That's what it is. You're stingy with your faith. You're like, God, I got faith, but I can't just be passing out all this faith. I can't see, because what if I need faith? What, you telling me to have faith in you that in this situation, but I feel like, you know, there's always something. Like, let me just put a little bit of faith here, because I know I'm gonna need the rest of this faith for something big. I just know a bigger issue gonna come. Stop thinking like that. Stop thinking like that. That's so toxic. Stop thinking like that. Don't think like that. Don't think like that. Their faith don't run out. Just like God's blessings don't run out. Faith does not run out. Because every time, every time he rewards you for your faith increases. So faith can't run out. If you genuinely have faith the way you say you have faith, if you have faith the right way, then God rewards you for your faith, because faith is the only thing that pleases him. And so when God gives you the reward, it increases your faith and your trust in him. So you are more inclined and more excited to have faith in God. You don't even need to be forced to have faith. You are excited to have faith. So how can faith run out? If your faith has run out, it's because you never had faith to begin with. Yeah, that's a juicy, man, that word is juicy. I was going to say Matthew. I get Mark and Matthew confused, but the story of the blind man, you'll find it. Just look up the story of the blind man. Like, that's the blind man, just look up your faith has healed you. A lot of y'all are praying for God to heal sicknesses that he already done cured in your body. A lot of y'all are praying for God to heal certain things in your bones that he's already fixed. A lot of y'all are praying for financial abundance, and a lot of y'all are praying for love and marriage and successful business when God has already said yes. He's already given you the yes. So, but you can't see it because that's all I'm gonna say. That he told me to just stop right there. A lot of y'all are praying for things that God has already said yes to. God has already given you a yes. You keep asking. That's your confirmation for somebody. So I hope that touched you the way it was supposed to touch you. God is increasing your faith, and no, this is not a word that's like, oh, he's about to do this specifically. You about to get a car and you about to get a house. He's increasing your faith. So if you're in a season where he's increasing your faith, why would he tell me to tell you exactly what he's about to do? Why would he tell me to tell you his plans? You have faith enough to this point to where he's telling you, I'm about to increase. Increase. The word is the word of the day. Increase. I'm about to increase your faith. I'm about to upgrade your faith. So what I need you to do is upgrade your well, upgrade your, because you no longer, it's no more cups. You can't fit your blessing in a cup. No, you need a well. Matter of fact, you need a swimming pool as deep as a well. You need to just be in expectancy. Don't even put God in a box and say, God, this is what I need. He says, I got it. You just bring something to hold it in. Bring something to hold the blessing in. I got you. I love y'all. I thank y'all for watching this video. I pray that it helps somebody, and I need y'all to send this to somebody, because a lot of y'all are jealous. Come on. Oh, I don't know why God still, I don't know why God he said some of y'all are jealous friends, and every time you receive a prophetic word, you don't want to send it to your friend because you don't want your friend to get blessed before you. But that, sis, I'm gonna tell you this: the first will be last, and the last shall be first. And God sees all. So you being jealous and not sending a word to somebody because you don't want them to say I told you so, or you don't want them to be right, or you don't want them to get blessed before you, or whatever the problem is. God sees everything, and you trying to force yourself to be first will make you last. I don't know who that was for, but send this to somebody who you know needs to hear this. You'll know who it's for. But God bless you. I love y'all, and God loves y'all so much more. And I pray that this word touched you. And if it did, then come back for the next video. Watch the next one. And as I always say, educate so that we don't generate more lost generations. Love you.